Thor reacts to We Are Resurrection, guys. So, here my voice is terrible. I need to be resurrected. Midori, save me. I was trying to make my voice less screamy, I guess. Sorry for that. So I hope you guys liked that video. And I want to bring up one guy's thing, okay? Because I'm kind of depressed by this thing, honestly. And I want to... Maybe it's sympathy, I don't know. But I had like the worst work week in years, okay? I was supposed to make a video yesterday. I was just so exhausted afterwards. And it was the weirdest thing ever. And I will bring it back now that it was LOVEBITES, right? Because LOVEBITES, I said about Miyako, right? I really love how it's just like, she's so talented. And, you know, I know how hard it is to get good at something, right? So I love the people that are, you know, trying hard and, you know, improving themselves and better. And it's so impressive, right? And I think overall, I talk about it a lot now, this week. And I'm very much, you know, a half, you know, glass full guy, right? When you have a bottle of water, right? If it's half full or half empty, right? It's equally amount, right? Half full, half empty is the same amount of water, you know what I mean? So why should you observe the world as half empty? It's negative. I never mean that. I hope that you, right, you the viewer, can achieve stuff in your life, and I genuinely mean that. And I assume you're a good person, right? Until you have done something mean to me, you know what I mean? And it's called tick for tack, basically. It's like a game theory thing, where you will always collaborate, because it's collaboration. We can get something like LOVEBITES, so we can get this cool, these like really talented women, you know, together, right? So collaboration is always better than singing stuff. Not saying that, of course, you can be a good artist by yourself, but you get my point, you know. Teaming up with other people makes the whole team stronger, you know. United we stand, kind of thing, right? And then if someone betrays you, you betray them back, so to speak. Tick for tack, right? As long as someone never hits you in your back, you hit them in your back, right? But if they ever betray you, you will never trust them again. Right? That's basically tick for tack. I'm simplifying it, but it's basically how it works. Right? You will never really trust them again until they're very nice to you and kind of maybe redeem themselves. But in overall sense, right? Until they, you know, you will be, you're all basically, you should always be positive, right, about people until they've proven that they can't be, you know. Anyway, long story short, sorry I won't bore you with too much in detail. It's a very short example, guys. But I had just the weirdest thing I had at my current job this week. So we had people coming in right here. There's a course thing going on basically here this week. And I never met this before in my life, okay? It's basically like we're flying in, you know, people from Toronto to Chicago, right? And they have like 1,000 plus employees. Right? I never met them. And I managed this group of people I met before in my life. So I give them assignments. I'm like, Anja, do the window. Maki, do the floor, basically. I'm giving them assignments. But I'm right, you know? And then this guy walks up to me, guys. And he's whispering. He's whispering really loudly. He's like, that woman over there that you gave the example to, she's a effing more than a fucking moron. She's stupid. I'm just like, what? So I'm shocked immediately. This guy comes up to me, right? I have never met this person in my life before. I don't even know his name yet. No, I know it very well, because obviously this is my first interaction with person ever in my life. And as you probably can see, right, this week kept being like this. It was a very fun week. But this guy immediately is like, I hate this person over there. But what I think interesting with the Miyako bit, and what I want to believe in you, right, and people in general, is that after I'm basically being like, what? Why do you say that for, right? After I'm just like, wait, what? What was the point of that? And I obviously immediately questioned it. Like, what are you saying that for? I don't care if you hate them or whatever, right? And I would assume that he has some kind of bickering, you know, it's kind of like he's coming from Toronto, right? These are people also from Toronto, people hates to this or fight, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, how does this benefit me? Are you telling me they can't do it? What is it like impossible for them? Should you help them? Should more people do it? I'm just trying to kind of, you know, in this moment, like reason, you know, with him, right? Like give me some actual data or whatever. And then immediately, he's very, very condescending the whole, every time I talk to him, or anyone really, because my colleagues that I know very well, that I work with every day, they were also like, oh, this guy is terrible, he's so mean to us, condescending to everyone. It's like, yeah, I see, yeah. So then I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you hating on this woman and what's happening? He tells me this in a very like sarcastic manner. So again, guys, very weird thing in my life at this office. It's like, sir, it's because you explained highly of everyone. I'm happy for you that you have hope in people, but I don't. People suck. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's do Love Bite, guys. But it was so weird, you know. I was trying to, because it was so weird. As you understand, right? I hope you guys get me and you understand the important. I'm a health glass full guy, right? I believe in people until they fail me, right? I never met this guy before in my life. And he's telling me in my face, I'm sitting down, trying to help this guy here with their assignment, showing them the map or whatever, right? This guy's over to me, interrupts me, trying to talk to these other 3 people here, whispers to me the thing, right? Then after a round, like, what are you talking about? Why are you whispering to me? He's just like, well, people effing suck, dude. He was like full on, glasses half empty, right? And I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be a terrible week. And then of course it got worse, much worse, because I can't get into this. Yeah, sorry for the long intro there, but I think it was interesting, right? That it was just a massive ideology, right, you know? Like this guy is just so against what I believe in. Yeah, it was so funny. In a sad way. Yeah, sad funny. But anyway, let's watch Love Bites. Make me happy again. Save my soul. A little bit of motion, yeah, a little bit. There we go, sounds like, yeah, let's go. Oh yeah. Let's set a blooper. As you remember, right, this lamp, and I don't remember apparently, this lamp foot, right, got broken when it fell down in an earlier Love Bites reaction last week, right? And as you might have figured out, given my little intro, example of a very negative person, right? My week has been I've been getting home later every day and obviously been very exhausted every day, so I forgot to buy the new lamp. But I guess that's kind of fun. It reminds me how Love Bites broke my lamp last week, yeah. But honestly, I completely forgot. I basically been going to this place. I go home, every day. Yeah, I've been super long days, I've been so sorry. I'm just, honestly, I was lost my thought process now. The lamp broke my brain. Yes. That was bad. Midori was badass. Okej, okay. Vart kommer solen då? Okay. That was so... Oh my god, guys. That genuinely was so cathartic. That's the correct word for that. Yeah, it was so cathartic. Genuinely, I was sort of crying with, honestly. That just... Oh god, I'm crying now, guys. That was just super nice, man. That was so good. The lap is broken. It's on purpose. Because I can't bend over now when it does this thing. Draw the room with my speech lamp. That genuinely was so... Oh my god, that made me so happy, guys. I'm too happy. No, because thing is that, right, you know, I said earlier, right, super busy week, in a really negative way, right, like all the worst ways, right, and I got massively bullied by these people, right, like massively bullied, right, and I have no problem saying that, like they were terrible to me in a lot of ways, right, so this is what something that's really good, right, this is why I love entertainment, you know. And it reminds me as a kid, honestly. It's a super long life story now, but this is a brief example. As a kid, right, I always loved, you know, science and math and physics and all, right? But the reason I got into, the genuine reason I got into making video games, first and foremost, right, instead of like, you know, just a big hard science or whatever, even though I did some papers on immediately as a kid, but was because these kind of moments, right? When you can have something that's so entertaining that you just feel good about yourself, you know what I mean? We all wanna be able to get home, right? And honestly, I mean, I should admit it here, but I mean, also, guys, I have tried to record this video like a few times now, okay, honestly. But my initial, you know, party, right, I was just so exhausted and so, you know, tired, right, from how this week has been, right? So I did a recording, and I felt that, okay, I can't say this online because someone might find it, right? And they're gonna like fire me because I'm so honest about what happened, right? So I'm gonna, you know, I have to censor myself, you know what I mean? So I had to do it like a few times, right? So I spent probably like an hour, honestly, wasting time trying to just very briefly explain what happened there at work, right? Because I just want to give you, in my videos, right, I want to give a little bit of my life opinion, you know, like, okay, this is like, why is this guy such a, you know, life is it's empty, kind of half glass full guy, right? Whatever, you get my point. And you know, initially it was longer, so yeah, that was emotional in a weird way. But basically, now we're here, and this is reminds me as a kid because this is what some really high quality entertainment can do for you, right? Because generally, I am not depressed, maybe whatever, right? But I'm just like sad because things that saddens me is that, you know, I want people to achieve, I want to believe in people, right? And there was another thing happened earlier, so there was another person that basically betrayed me. We're into it now. But, you know, basically, like, I am not a fool in that sense, but it's basically that I really try and hope, and, you know, I want to be a sucker for a redemption story or whatever, right? So, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of sad, right, when this thing happens to you. And then I get home now here, and we finally get to these LOVEBITES things, and yeah, it's just like, I'm not gonna act like, oh, I was gonna, you know, do something bad to myself or whatever after this music or whatever. I must say I'm that depressed or whatever, or sad or whatever, right? But yeah, I'm gonna tear up a bit now, in this weird way, right? Because that bit there, when Midori's, like, solo started, and I know this sounds, you can be silly and not gonna quiet, whatever, but it really was so good, right? It really was so good. And I'm not saying that because I'm like, yeah, please subscribe or whatever, share my video or whatever. But honestly, it reminded me of, as a kid, why I went into game design and so on, primarily instead of actually being like a scientist. Like, why didn't I cure cancer for? No, it's kind of like, because I want people to have these memories, right? I want people to play my games, or whatever, directing or movies or whatever. I want to enjoy this stuff because sometimes in a life, a lot of entertainment, right, can give you so much ease of mind, right? Because it was like I was just trying to record this video. I want to make a good video, but I'm just generally being exhausted and I'm like sad or whatever, right? And I'm just trying to be like, let's do it anyway because I want to make this video. And then I got to this part here, and oh, it's awesome. And internally, I just felt like some kind of weird, you know, no, like happiness. It wasn't like I felt happy. Honestly, I'm just trying to give you the face value feeling here. It wasn't like happiness. It was just like, God damn, this is so good. And I started thinking there while I was sitting here, of course, doing the reaction. And I was like, man, this is just so like, I don't know, it's just like cathartic. It reminds me of just how much out is in life or whatever, and Midori is hot or whatever. No, but it was just like, you know, I just reminded me of like, yeah, damn it, this is good, man. You know what I mean? Like, I want to enjoy good stuff in life, you know. Yeah, sure, people can be mean to you, whatever, and stuff can happen, so on. But you shouldn't, like, you know, hate life or whatever. But it just felt like, and honestly, not to be that guy, but it wasn't like this is the ultimate best song of my life or whatever. I'm not pretending here that like I never heard good music before and to change my mind or whatever. But it was just it just kind of reminded me of, man, this is goddamn good, man. This is just good, man. I'm not to say this is the best song or whatever, but it just reminded me of like, man, this is why I love being alive, right? It's like, man, this is a great song. Hear the song for the first time. It honestly really did resurrect me. It sounds super silly, but because it was kind of like I wasn't happy from hearing it, but it kind of gave me an ease of mind, something weird, right? Where I'm doing this video and we got to that really awesome part, and then I'm just being reminded, man, this is good, man. I want to hear more of this, right? I want to enjoy this thing. And then it was kind of like left me. I guess it was temporarily the whole true escape from reality, where from the music I could kind of just be blissful ignorance of my terrible life, something that's super terrible. But in my point, it was weird, yeah, and not necessarily because this is the best song they ever made or something. It was just more like a general feeling of, it's like, oh yeah, this is awesome, you know. Like, I love this song, this is awesome, and these are hot, man. I think like Midori said, and David, her awesome hair and so on. It's just like, you know, I'm a guy that likes all details, right? Yeah, I'm like, god damn it, man. This is just like, why am I sitting here trying to record this video like 5 times and ranting about some guy that was mean to me or something, even though he was very mean or whatever. I was like, man, like I could be spending time listening to this awesome music. I could do like 5 more. I don't know. It just felt very. It was super weird, guys. This video is very weird now, but it was this weird feeling where I'm just like, it reminded me of how life can be good or something. And I don't even think it's the best song. It was just basically like. It sounds like I wasn't so bad, but it wasn't really about it wasn't about this song per se. It was more about the general quality of their skills, you know. Like I keep saying, I like skilled people, I like people that achieve stuff. It just really reminded me of how wrong that person is, right? To have all this hatred in his heart and immediately just go around and hate on people. And also, I don't want to derail this thing now, I want to go back, of course, and list this part, right? But since it's my last here, that I also just don't understand that behavior. I told that, of course, to my manager, so I had a meeting and so on. And I told her that too immediately. Like, I don't even understand why this guy is doing that for it. Because it doesn't benefit him to start arguing with people immediately, you know what I mean? Like, I never understand people that are like, why are you coming over to me and just telling you hate me or something? So it doesn't make any sense. Like, how does it benefit you? Because it's kind of coming back to that tit for tat, right? Where I'm like, well, if you betray me, I'll betray you back kind of thing. And you like, immediately, I'll betray you. Right? I'm like, why did you betray me for? Like, yeah, why did you stab me for? It was that kind of mental feeling. Like, why did you even... Like, it's kind of mean, like, why would they do this thing? For shooting the guys, like, why would they do the thing for? Like, what? Like, what was the benefit of starting to immediately be ranting negatively about people here in the room and also being immediately mean to me? And it was so weird because my older colleague, right, that I know very well, we're very good friends, he had told me, because he talked to that guy before I talked to him, like, you know, before I met this guy, right, the new guy. And he told me immediately, there's something weird with that guy, man. He's super mean to me. I was like, he was so rude to me. I just met him and he was like, F you. Like, you know what I mean? So this thing here sort of reminded me of, you know, life is great or something. Life has more meaning than just argue with people. I say that now and I'm probably going to be the worst person ever on Monday at work or something. But let's go back here. There we go. I was Asami, freaking hype movement, but yeah, this part here Midori is like, yes! My god! She's a goddamn badass, man. I'm so in love with Midori, you know I am. I'm so in love with Midori. Midori saved my life, man. Oh yeah, I got Miyako too, man. He's an amazing big water. Yeah, not trevligt igen. No, but it's super weird, man. Jesus Christ, man. I got a mental breakdown. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, God, I'm tired. Oh, I'm sorry. But I'm not going to end it out, man. I'm going to leave it in because I want you guys to know the thing. In worst case scenario, right? I will be able to watch this video 10 years from now and remember the bad moments. No, but it's just kind of like, my god, man, it's so badass. I love it so much. Oh, god, that moment is so good, right? It reminds me of my genuine ideology, right? Believe in people and so on. Let's do it again, guys. Yes. This was a great part. I just changed my life. It made me love life again, honestly. It made me puzzle. Oh, but it's so good, Miyako. It's also good. But yeah, let's keep going more than the end. Man, now he just goes up it. Oh, this was awesome, guys. It really was awesome. And I hope you guys know that I would never fake it. It's all genuine in the video, of course. But it really felt like just like... I keep saying it sounds silly, right? But it really felt like, oh yeah, I'm all like super tired, worst, weird, week work day, right? And yeah, it just really reminded me like, God damn it, you know, shit is awesome in life, yeah. Why do I care about these people? Why do I let them ruin my life, for instance, right, you know? It's not like it actually affects my work, you know? It's like I can't get fired from work, so it's like impossible, but... no, but it's kind of like that, yeah. So it also makes me realize that, man, why have I spent so much time... But it's hard, right? It's hard in life, you know, and you can't help that because entertainment, like this amazing song here, clearly helps you to clear your mind and perhaps not think about it. But I also think the view gets so... I think for me, right, honestly, this has been a side video now, but I just very briefly here. I think for me, it's honestly probably the injustice of it happened to me. And, I hope... Sorry, I can't speak, I'm too emotional. I wish that I could give you the details, right? Obviously I can't do it because of whatever stuff. But I think for me it's probably the injustice that makes you keep thinking about it, right? Because I never really been too much affected by people being mean to me. Because I am, I keep saying, right, half glass full guy, right? It doesn't really affect me that much. But I think the whole issue in the end of this week, and ignoring the whole incredible exhaustive behavior from these people, and they were mean or whatever to mean other people, like the whole week, it was a super weird whole thing. It's just like, when you're in a situation, right, and someone's pushing you to your breaking point, and they didn't even get me on, I mean, you know, I am, like, it wasn't even close to that, so I was thinking I calm on it, I was like, oh, but, you know, I think that what probably makes me think about it so much, and why I'm so frustrated with the whole deal, right, is that these guys, like I said, mostly incredible condescending and so on, but overall like a bad behavior. And then when you and me or people then or telling them to like, okay, you gotta stop this, man, or I'm gonna have to like throw you out the building. Like, this is over now, okay? Like, I give you 10 chances now, okay? This is like, you know, this is the end of the line here, you know, your buddy. You know what I mean? When you can, okay, you pushed this point here, right? You know what I mean? When you get to that point, right? It's so weird with these people, and it's probably actually why I'm lingering painfully in my heart to speak afterwards, right? Because it's like, I don't have so much problem with someone, like I said, being mean to me, right? It's kind of like a conceptual idea, right? If you punch me, right, you know, if you punch me in my face, right, and then I punch you back, you know what I mean? You know, and if you keep punching each other, that can be a thing, right? And that's whatever. But if you punch me, then I punch you back, and now you're like, oh no, that's so mean. It's like, well, you punched me first, right? I think that's actually probably why it lingers and gives me freaking heartburn, man. Because I'm just like, I think it just gets me so frustrated because the whole conceptual thing that I experienced this week, right? And I don't know why this music makes me. I don't know why it just makes me happy. Okay, this music is reminding me of like, oh, why do I care about these people? But it's more that probably that makes me so confused about the whole thing, right? Honestly, because it's just kind of this weird way and this incredible negativity these people have, right? Because first I'm like, why are you even fighting me, you know? Because first it's like, why are you punching me for? Like, why are you punching me for? I just entered the building, I just met you. Why are you attacking me for? It doesn't make any sense, right? And then it's like, I'm twice your size, so I slapped you back, and then you know, and then you're angry at me because I defended myself, right? So it was like the whole notion of, okay, first you're attacking me for the reason. Now I'm defending myself because you're attacking me out of reflex, and now you're like down here. You know, you can play and defend myself. So I think that's the whole. This was the whole like, kind of the loop, the cycle, right? That I'm just like, for the whole week, I've been sitting with these people, right? That have been like nothing but incredibly bad behavior towards me and other people. And every time you try to even remotely, right, you know what I mean, behave, you know, against them, right, saying that you can't do this thing, that's wrong or whatever, then they get like, oh, you're so, yeah, then they get like that. And I think that's what triggers me honestly so much. I admit that triggered, right, because like, it's like, you know, if you're gonna play the game, you should have to be able to, you know, it's that whole thing. If your behavior is like this, you have to also be able to handle the exact same behavior, right, you know. So I'm sorry if it is super weird, but this was a great music video, and it really reminded me of the value of life, because honestly, it's not super dramatic, right? But I'm sitting here, I'm trying, right, again, to not think about these people, right? And I know I'm doing it anyway, so it's kind of weird that I'm claiming that the music helped me with that. But there was just that moment there, the first time when I heard this bit, right, which is an amazing bit here. This is so amazing. You know, heard it that. I was like, yes, you start here, right? And I was just like, yeah, damn it, you know. If I had this bliss, you know, yeah, I had this bliss, right? That's what I'm looking for. I had the bliss moment, you know. You know. Okay, up. Then Miyako is still here, you know. After it's here. Midori is so goddamn amazing here. And then Miyako is playing her to afterwards. You know, let's yep, it's here. This is so good, like Midori. I'm sort of pausing now, but they get my point, right? But I think that's what I experienced. Jesus Christ, it's not super weird. The whole video is the worst thing ever, I feel like. But it was kind of like, at this moment, I had this bliss the first time I heard it, right? And I'm happy every time I heard it. But it gave me this bliss, where I was just like, I kind of just completely, you know, forgot about my life issues, right? Forgot about the terrible people that between this week. And then as soon as this bit was over, it all returned. It didn't work. No, it all returned. No, but it was more like this metaphysics in my brain, honestly. But I was just like, oh yeah, life is still good. I can still turn on this thing. And I can still be happy. You know what I mean? I can play my favorite video game. I can watch my movie, right? It gave me that feeling. It was like, well, yeah, you know what? Why am I so focused on these terrible people, right? That I, of course, wish I could rant here on YouTube for 10 hours, all the bad stuff, whatever. But you know, like, yeah, it reminded me of like, oh, well, life's pretty awesome, right? You know. But I still think that the lingering issue, though, right, is this really like weird injustice thing, right? Which keeps coming back to my brain. Like, I wish I could ignore them, right? I wish I could forget about it. But it was such a weird feeling when these people are fighting with me, punching me mid in my face, open the door. And then when I'm like, what the heck, what are you doing? Like, well, you can do this to me, right? It's like, what is happening? Yeah, I have never experienced, honestly, someone I was like behaving as people in my life. And I met so many cuckoo pop people in my life. I met way crazy people in my life. With work and so on. I'm talking about work now, yeah, extremely more so. They are crazy. But still is like, I guess, you know, let's say you have this chart, right, of different people, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean necessarily that you met every kind of personality, right? Yeah. It's something like that, right, you know, where I met people that are way worse, way crazier, people that are completely local, people that are like, wah, you know, like literally being like fucking crazy, right? I met people that are much more absurdly insane in that sense. This might have been just my, you know, nemesis of like, oh my god, this is the most negative person I met in my life, yeah. That's probably it, guys. I guess like the video, because that's probably, honestly, but I feel like I have a revelation in my brain. But that's probably why this person bugged me. I keep saying in big video, right? That's why this person is so terrible. Not just to me by itself, but it's like, my god, why are you so immediately incredibly negative, right? Towards me and everyone else. How does it benefit you? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And the whole freaking 5 days has been like this every step of the way. It's always been just like, why are you saying this for? Why are you on matting? Why are you against me with this thing for? Why are you fighting in these minuscule things? It was everything had to be, you know, weird, right? And it's so funny because they probably see me as a negative Nancy, a party pooper, because I keep correcting their terrible mistakes or whatever, that they have to correct them, right? And they want to have this one thing, but it's more like, why can't you ever handle it? It's super strange, super strange. It's just like, maybe one of the most negative. That also is, I mean, yeah, because like I said, I met a lot of really, really crazy people in my life that are genuinely like mentally insane. Like I met one colleague I had for a few years that really was like, oh, that guy's crazy, like 10 years ago, insanely crazy. But the thing is that guy, that he was very crazy, like really crazy, and yeah. But the thing is that he was just kind of like, you know, he wasn't fun, don't get me wrong, but he was like, you know, creative, and he would do crazy stuff, and he running around, and suddenly he was in the wrong country. I saw many stories about that guy. Like, he was gonna fly to this country and back to us, and then he flew to another country, he went on the wrong airplane, and I was like, he was like really crazy, you know what I mean? He was crazy, like literally crazy. But, so this is what I mean, goddammit, right? That guy was so crazy, and it was frustrating to work with him, because he genuinely was insane, right? But at least it was kind of funny, you know what I mean? At least it was kind of funny. That's it, guys. Sorry for my freaking revelation. Hope you like the video, guys. Subscribe, whatever. But it was like, that's the thing with that guy. He was way worse to work with, because he was just a lunatic, literally every day. He was like, you know, completely like, kind of, woo, like literally all the time, right? But at least it was kind of funny, because he managed to like once for this other guy, okay? He literally was flying to this other country, right, for work. They had another like company in the country, right? And then he's gonna fly back with some other colleagues and fly there and back and so on, right? And he goes on the wrong plane, and he lands in another country, like another third country, and he somehow got there. It didn't make any sense. Like, that was hilarious, right? He was so crazy. He went on the wrong airplane, and obviously it was weird because the guy somehow managed to get on the wrong gate or something, and he managed to get to the country. So we were like sitting there, he was like flying there on a Saturday, back, you know, home, right, to where we're working, and then we were like, he's not here on Monday, right? So we go into the office on Monday, and I didn't fly with him then, so he's like, why isn't he back for him? People were asking us, and then the colleagues, there was like 2 guys, right, that were, you know, flying with him back and forth, was supposed to be. They're like, yeah, what happened to that guy? He hasn't like returned. Like, we haven't seen him. We didn't see him when we got back to our airport. I'm thinking, yeah, it was weird. Like, what? You guys lost him? They're like, nah, I don't know, man. I think he was also in the gate, so, you know. And then he sends to us on Facebook Messenger that day. So right, like, where are you? He's like, no, I'm in this country. Like, how did you get there? Oh, I went on the wrong airplane. It was kind of like, what? And then this guy was crazy. He was crazy. So he's like, what are you doing now? So I'm writing, like, what are you doing now? We can't fuck. Why are you here? Why did you tell anyone? He was like, no, I went to the wrong country. Then I remembered that this country, they have this awesome strip club. I'm kidding, I was like, they have my favorite strip club or something. So I went over there. I'm like, what? Yes, I've been partying like he was like thinking, I don't know, he was, you know, so he's been like, oh, I've been partying for 2 days straight or something. You're like, what? Yeah, then I forgot to call home, and like, where are you now? I was like, no, I don't know where I am. I got into this rave party, I'm lost. Like, he was genuinely crazy, like, genuinely mentally insane, right? But at least he was kind of like, you know, a point, right? Even though I hate working with him because it was so frustrating, that guy was entertaining, okay? That guy was entertaining. You never know what you got. Yes, it was obviously mostly frustrating having to work with him because he was so irrational, like completely, you know, you couldn't trust him to anything to do it. But we genuinely had moments with him, and this is one of many, many stories where you're like, wait, you're in the wrong country. How did this happen? And why do you tell us that you're in the wrong country? No, yeah, I've been drinking the whole evening and partying with strip girls or something. I was like, what happened? It's crazy. And he always like his managed out. But I have another colleague. Side note. I have another colleague the same thing once though. Almost, yeah. He wasn't flying, but he also had another colleague when I was working at Blizzard. I'll say his name. But the Blizzard, we had this guy. And this was we were working on Saturday, okay? So we met him on Friday, right? We were working the weekend because he had to work on weekends. And he's not arriving to our team in Saturday. He's like, where is he? So I called him, like, why are you in the office for? We're working on Saturday, so you're supposed to be here today. This is weird. Are you okay? And he answered me, like, where am I? Like, what are you saying? He's like, I'm in a ditch. Like, what? You're in a ditch? He's like, yeah, I was at a rave party yesterday, Friday, you know, bro. I was like, yeah, okay, where are you now? You coming to work today? He's like, I don't even know where I am. And then he called me later that day, and he was like in another city, yeah. So he was, you know, he was in one city in America, I won't say, you know, but yeah, he was like in Irvine. And then he's like, you know, I'm in Texas, bro. I think I'm in Houston or something. And we were like, what? Oh my god, that guy was also crazy. But he was actually fun to work with though. He actually was just a crazy guy. He was actually not like crazy. He was more like he was kind of, you know, he did a lot of weird stuff, you know, but he was like actually a competent person though. But yeah, that guy was like, I'm in a ditch, you wake me up, I don't know where I am. But anyway, this song, same on I subscribe. But that's okay, everything.